Hey guys, how you going? Benny Whiskey here from the Final Fall. We've got a brand new release coming out with a film clip called Sold, and yeah, pretty excited to do it all again with Heavy Mag.
Beautiful, Benny. Good to see your smiling face again, brother.
Cheers, man.
No worries. As you say, the Final Four are premiering your new song Sold, Selling Out Part 2 through Heavy at 4 p.m. on May the 10th. So tell us a bit about the song musically, bro.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a journey. If you've heard our music, obviously it's a lot of punk and metal and a bit of hardcore in there. And this one, we once again just wanted to push the boundaries. It's actually the sequel of one of our songs we wrote about a decade ago called "Selling Out," and the same with that one, just pushing the boundaries musically and lyrically. Yeah, it's almost, I guess, sort of off the name, sold, selling out, sold. We're just trying to keep the same sort of sequel going, but yeah, just in a short note, just don't sell it on your friends or your family because yeah, that's what gets you through life. So
Damn
yeah.
straight, brother. Now, she's an interesting track, mate, with just over a minute of jamming at the start before the vocals kick in. Like, I actually thought it was going to be an instrumental there for a while.
Yeah, that's I guess that comes back to the music because again we wanted to do a song that doesn't go verse, well, intro verse chorus, that sort of cliche way to write a song. That's a bad way to put it, but this one, yeah, a bit of a solid intro, which yeah goes through a couple of different journeys through punk and hardcore and metal, and then the main thing with that is there's only really one piece in the music that repeats itself. That's kind of why we did it together,
Oh, yeah.
which kind of like songs like I'm sure Propaganda have a few, but the one that comes to mind is Linoleum, No Effects. It's one of the best songs ever written, and there's no chorus, which is just amazing. So we, yeah, sort of got a few ideas off that and just rolled with it to see what we come up with.
Well, as you say, man, like you've explored a number of different genres in the one song, ranging from punk to hardcore to rock to metal. Like, can you run us through them all and tell us how they actually fit in with your sound?
um, yeah, I guess that comes from our roots because yeah, I grew up with punk and hardcore, and Paulie did, and a lot of cool metal bands back in the day, and just yeah, taking it back to where we first met all them years ago, and started jamming, and I come up with riffs that I think are punk rock, and then he just plays this huge sort of metal beat, I guess, and then that's just how things happen. It's just so easy now. We sort of know each other inside out, and he makes the riffs even heavier than I guess they are.
Now, like I say,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on there, bro. So, in the writing process, like, how difficult is it to get the balance right of all those genres? And like, how do you know when you've gone too far with one or not far enough with another? Is it trial and error, or do you just know?
Um, Jamming. Yeah, I would say to every band, just jam out the bits, and you know yourself. If like we didn't really have trouble with that. We had we spent a few weeks, few months writing it, and I guess yeah, there was a lot of chopping. I think the hardest bit is getting the chop and changes. But some work, some don't, and just yeah, finding that balance so it's not all just sort of dropping into each other.
Now, you mentioned that this is a sequel to a song that first came out back in 2011, I think, and it was just called Selling Out. So
Yeah.
13 years is a long time between drinks, bro. Like, how do the songs connect? Do they connect musically? Do they connect lyrically? Do they connect not at all? What's the go?
Yeah, it's a bit of both there because obviously we didn't break up sort of, oh, was it 8 9 years ago? I just went overseas for a bit of a stint, and yeah, coming back, tried a few different things with music, and then always best mates with the boys, and as funny as soon as we got back together a few years ago, that was almost the topic. Should we do a? It was just our favorite song. I don't know why it just stuck out on the record we did back then, and selling out. Yeah. And we I suppose we wrote sort of 3-4 songs, and that was maybe the fourth. And we're like, right, let's try and do a sequel to this. And basically, if you listen to that song, the last breakdown piece, that's the start of this song. So we sort of tried to, create a sequel because, as you know, some suck, but that's mainly movies. When it comes to music, I think it's cool. I mean, I'm trying to rattle off a few bands. I'm sure Between the Buried and Me have done that a few times. A lot of bands have, and I think it's awesome because if you like that song, then you're definitely going to like the sequel to, there could be more, who knows, we might see. But yeah, lyrically, it's just open up another page of the book of Selling Out, and just pushing all the ideas we have with that song.
Fuck, you guys are slow readers if you're talking about turning the pages of a book. Like, it took me 13 years to turn one fucking page.
Yeah. I mean, that's just life. It goes quick.
So tell us a bit more about the Final Four, man. Like, you returned after a 10+ year absence last year with a single, the PMA Effect, and you followed that up earlier this year with Live Every Day or Live Every Day. But what's the backstory for those who aren't familiar with the band?
Live Every Day, that one. It is confusing.
Every time.
It's I don't know. It does state 10 years, but we were together before that, before we started releasing. So I think we just spent a year writing new stuff, and then it's only sort of been the last couple of years we sort of come out of the shell and start doing shows again, and having an awesome time. And can't believe it's 10 years. That's pretty crazy. But I think it's just we were together. We just hadn't really released anything or done any shows. But just that little quick trip to London and UK I did sort of 9 years ago, and sort of stuffed it up for the boys. But speaking of that, Paulie, our bass player, travels the world every month. So he lives a bloody good life.
That sounds like it,
man. Right now, funny enough.
Now, the music world would have changed a hell of a lot in the time from when you started to when you started releasing music again. So did you find it difficult slotting back in as a band with so many changes?
I guess so. I mean, back where we started, not even the internet was really popping at that stage. I think that was even pre-MySpace or whatever it was called. So we're sort of used to pushing ourselves the old school way, word of mouth. And again, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but there was a lot more music venues back then.
Yes,
Shark Bar, shout out. Kira Pub, there was so many more places to play. And in that sense, I think it's harder on the show side of things than as far as recording goes and pushing it out there. It's actually a lot easier with the internet now to get your music out there, which is a cool thing.
Wait, now is Selling Out Part 2 part of a bigger picture, mate, or is it just a standalone single at this stage?
Oh, if Clint was there, he would probably say we're going to do 10 more. So, but we did recorded 3 or 4 songs, and that, I don't know, that just stands out. And even in the studio, got pretty emotional. That's crazy how you just, I don't know, you hear a song and you get goosebumps, but when you're physically singing it, sometimes it just hits you. And that one got me good, and I just thought that's going to be my favorite song, and it definitely is.
So for now, we're just going to be running through the singles and see what happens.
That's it, mate. There's talk of we've already written probably maybe 3 new songs and a couple of old riffs that sort of got wasted. Which is kind of nice, just to see they're going to see the light, which is cool. So we're probably going to look at our first actual EP release, or I don't know if you call it EP an album, probably not. I don't know, but that'll probably come out next year, I reckon. That's the plan.
Very sweet. And I see you've been playing a few live shows of late too, mate. Like, how have they been?
So good, so
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it's just funny enough. If you've been around the scene long enough, a lot of bands are still actually doing it, and it's good to see. Yeah, good to see friendly faces and people still getting out there to support, because it can be very hard at times. But yeah, the punk and well, especially the hardcore scene is just popping off right now, which is awesome. So yeah, it kind of makes life easy doing shows, and we got some really good ones coming up this month, actually. Yeah.
You have. Speaking of those, you've got two coming up at Vinny's Dive Bar on May the 17th and May the 22nd. One of them's a gig with a few southern bands, No Quarter, Buckwater, Gold Coast too, Friends with the Enemy and Out of Control. But on the 22nd, it's a pretty big support for you, mate. Tell us about that.
Huge, mate. Yeah. I wish I had the shirt, but I haven't got one. I have to buy a couple. Yeah. So
we can superimpose it.
Yeah, lords, absolute lords of the punk industry. Belvedere, just absolute shredding band. We get a huge inspiration from these guys that just they push the boundaries musically, and his vocals are just amazing. And yeah, we're very honoured to be supporting these guys with legends from Perth that decline. So shout out to Pat. I don't know if you helped out there, but thanks, mate. Yeah, just to an absolute shredding Canadian band, and then the decline are just Aussie punk legends. It's still like Living End and Friendsville. They've done a lot of shows with them, but they're still going. So hats off to those guys.
Bit hot. And then you've got one on May the 18th of the Punk and Pain Flash Day, which is a bit of a tattoo convention from what I can gather.
Yeah, again, just we're just sort of excited to do some shows, and definitely something different. So the boys, Iron and Resin, I've known a few years, they're legends, and Big Jimbo, started putting some really cool things on there, and yeah, we're stoked to play that with my good old friend Dicklish. His new band, Black Vatican Death Squad, probably the best name I've ever heard.
I love that. Where's that one at, bro? I couldn't find a location for it.
What's that, man?
Where's that one at? I couldn't find a location for it.
Oh, so Iron and Resin in Currumbin.
Currumbin, sweet. Oh, local show.
It's a awesome. The boys love hot rods and Harleys and bikes, and just good coffee. And yeah, they got a bar, which is great. You can have a beer too and watch some live music. Just a cool place. And Birds of Fake, they're really cool too. They're on the bill as well. So
very cool, mate.
Roller tattoos. Come and get tatted for it.
Tattoos and metal, mate. What fucking more can you want in a day?
Yeah, that's it.
Then looking forward, you've got Rock Beats Depression at the Mansfield Tavern on September 7th too. Like, that's always a good cause, but there's a lot of good bands playing there this year.
A lot of good bands, mate. Yeah, I can never shout out enough to Katie. She's an absolute legend.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. It's hard enough to put on one show with 4 or 5 bands, but yeah, that many bands and for a cause too. There's a lot of work in that. So good on you, Katie. Yeah, Rock Beats Depression. Yeah, really good mix of punk, metal, hardcore, and whatever else is on the bill. So yeah.
Cool. And I noticed looking through your Facebook page, there's links to all of those shows on there where people can buy tickets and find out more information. So is that the best place to hit you up on your Facey?
Yeah, Facey or Instagram, one of the two. Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. All right. Well, thanks for your timing. And Benny, always a pleasure to talk with you, mate. The track Sold, Selling Out Part 2 premieres at 4 p.m. Friday, May the 10th. And it's another slab of fucking insanity from you guys, bro. Like, I wish you put out more because I fucking love listening to it. It's good shit.
Yeah, well, that's the plan next year. Hopefully Paulie stays in the country for longer than a month. And we'll we got some really cool things coming up. So yeah, we're excited.